Hey, enthusiasts, what's happening? This is Salty Language, episode
The
631.
sexiest podcast on the network. Hi, Brian. How's it
Well,
going,
hello,
buddy?
Tony. Oh, not
It's
too
good.
bad,
It's good.
I guess. Yeah.
I feel really nice not sitting on my couch. Yeah, I can
Yeah.
like
Yeah, I imagine.
move in my chair, and I won't be
Right.
karate
Yeah.
chopping shit in theory. Yeah,
You
probably
will.
will.
As much as you move your hands, you'll probably catch that
Yeah,
mic at
I
least
was
once.
legitimately trying to figure out if I could hang it from the ceiling, but I don't think I don't have the
Nice.
technology. This seemed like the
That's too
best place
bad.
to keep it somewhat out of the way ish, I guess.
Nah, it's like me. I don't talk as much with my hands as
Oh
you do, but I
God,
still karate chop this thing.
so aggressive
Yep.
sometimes.
Oh, I know. I've
Yeah,
seen
right.
you at restaurants.
Yeah, trade drinks. Whoops.
Yep.
My apologies.
They should
Exactly. They
stand in
should
there,
know better. They should be able to read my
Yep.
nonsensical body language.
Yeah. They just got a picture of you by the waiter's station. It's like, do not walk with, a
Yeah,
full tray
exactly.
near this man.
I should have a hat on
Or
it. It's got like a dowel rod in 4 different directions.
yeah.
Yeah,
That's
to show
longer
my
than
sphere
your
of
arms.
influence.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. That's a strong idea, actually. They just keep it for you. Well, you just take it with you. The things just go in, so you can just
Yeah, they're full
fold
of
it up or
bungee
wear it
cords and
out.
like a tent pole.
Yeah. Right. You're about to go into a restaurant. Someone thinks you're putting a blind cane together.
Exactly.
Like, oh no, this is
This is for
not
everybody
me.
else.
Yeah. It's like, oh, okay. Please do not come any closer
or
than
else.
this.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or risk getting everything you're holding
accurate.
knocked out of your hands. Or chopped in
Also
the throat.
accurate.
Whichever.
Hey, these things happen sometimes.
Yeah, I understand. I've seen it.
What are you going to do?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
So how you been, man?
Not too bad. I mean, we talked last week about how, I felt that I needed to kind of push back into things that I
yes.
enjoy. Hadn't been doing. And, we also talked last week about Saints Row, and I had it downloaded, and you were like, hey, you should still give it a go so that, you can see what you think of it.
Okay, all right.
I did.
Because we still need to play.
Yeah. Right. I played through until I played through and got to like the apartment. And then I did the dirt bike chase one.
Yeah.
And then I did a few other things.
I honestly don't know if I'm going to have to replay all that. I'm going to find out soon, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah. It helped that you warned me of things. So I honestly, it was easy to get away on the dirt bike because I just stayed off the road. It was a dirt bike. I'm like, fuck it, I'm just gonna drive through everything else. But one thing I will say is that the biggest issue the game has is physics. That it's by far the most aggravating thing in 100%. That game is the physics, because you were so right that I was driving, I forgot what I was driving, and I got hung up on some dumb little thing, but I seriously just smashed through like a row of porta potties with absolutely no resistance.
Yeah, they got to figure out their universe.
Yeah, and what I figured out with the driving is that in Grand Theft Auto, the really fast cars a lot of times are real squirrely to where you barely touch the controller and they're all over the road if you're going fast. And the heavier vehicles usually take a lot of movement on the controller to really turn a corner or anything like that. Everything in this game, basically, except the dirt bike that I drives like it's a semi-truck in Grand Theft Auto.
Yeah, I see that.
Everything takes a lot to turn. Like, even when you're going fast, they have the drift option, which helps, but it's still
like, I don't like great. The ram maneuver.
Oh, where you
Yeah,
have
and
to
then
hit
your
like
car just
square to side.
swipes over. It's like I'd rather just do that myself.
Yeah, I actually was doing that naturally when the cops were chasing me, and then it's like, oh, man, sideswipe them, and I'm like, I'm trying, but it's not doing anything. And then the thing shows up on the screen to hit square, and I'm like, okay, why can't I just use the physics of the game to push them off the road? And then I was like, oh, okay. Well, I was like, okay, well, once you figure it out, it's like fine, you know.
It's a
But
weird feel.
yeah, the physics, yeah, everything feels
Yes.
clunky. It's too much. Like I was in like a sports car and taking a corner was an effort. And I'm like, this shouldn't be this difficult. Like in Grand Theft Auto, I can do that in my sleep. Now again, I've also played it a whole lot more, but just the fact that that you know it's a fast, lighter car, they're like, oh, this should be easy to kind of drift. Basically, that's where you use that like the power slide
Right.
in Grand Theft Auto around the corners and shit. You know, you can't really power slide with
You want
a
to bet?
semi truck. You know, I mean, you can, but but it's like in GTA, like every mission where you have to deliver something, they give you literally the
Yeah, it's
slowest
like
vehicle in the game.
here's a shit
Right.
van. Not even one that's got a wizard
Yeah.
painted on the side. Yeah.
Yeah. Not even, no. But that's what every vehicle except the dirt bike felt like. And the dirt bike was squirrely as shit. Like I hit a little bit of water and I about like, lost control of the thing. So I was, but it was weird doing the mission where you're playing where you're going after the one guy, for I forgot the name of the company in
Oh,
the
and the
game,
like the opening mission. Yeah,
yeah, the
the
opening mission. And
tutorial
it was like,
board.
can I die? Yeah, because I'm like, I don't even see a health bar. It's like, can I die here? Because I'm taking a
I
lot of
died.
heat. Like,
Yeah.
did you? Okay. I got shot a lot because I was like, is there no cover system in this game? I still haven't found one you can duck, but I haven't really found a
Yeah, I
cover
died because
system.
the combat is as wonky as the driving.
Yeah, especially after it was when it's like, oh, you can use a takedown. And I'm like, oh, cool. But what I didn't catch was that you have to kill people in order to use a takedown. You can't just go up to everybody and use a takedown from the way it seemed anyway. Because I tried right after I took the tutorial guy down, where it's like, use your takedown. The next guy that came around the corner, I
And he's
tried to
just
do it
like
again and I
a foot
couldn't.
away from shooting you in the face. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And I'm like, okay. So I just start punching him because he's, and then I, shot him. But it was just like, what is going on? Yeah, the combat system's not great either.
So
Yeah, I got better with it as it went on though. Like once you know how it is, like once you start going, okay, this is its own thing. You have to put away, it's not this game
yes.
or it's not this game. It gets easier, but yeah,
So I
was
mean,
it
you
was
haven't
tough.
played it very much, but what's your honest thoughts on Saints Row 2023?
I'll say this: it's really hard to play because so many other games do combat/driving
Yes.
so much better. And those are two things you're going to do a lot in
Yes.
this game. That's where I think the problem really falls. Driving, even I could get around because if the driving in GTA sucked, it would definitely hurt the game, but you could still figure it out, you know? But in this game, I don't know if you're going to be able to because it's like I was trying to drive away from some stuff and I didn't feel like I was getting any faster. And I was in a car that feels like it should have been faster than
Right.
the one tailing me, and I didn't feel like I was really putting any space between us. So I went around and did some of the side stuff like dumpster diving and what else is there? Oh, there's like in different areas you can learn about historical locations, and some of that stuff still has some of the old like Saints Row
Okay.
humor in it. And so there was still some funny stuff kind of built into it, but yeah, I don't
It's a
know.
rough go. Yeah.
It is that the like if the game just had come out, I'd be like, okay, they can
It's
fix
been
this
a
in a
while.
patch. They're
No.
not going to fix
Yeah.
this. This is how it is. Like it's been out long enough now that I don't see a patch coming out to fix. Plus, to fix the physics in the game, I feel like that's more like ground up stuff. Where you got to like really strip it
Now,
down and
do
then
you think
rebuild.
if you were to like sit down and just be like, you know what, fuck it, and you try to beat Saints Row, would you come out the other end a better man, a more patient man? Is it a character builder?
You'd almost have to be. You'd have to be because, like I said, the first thing you have to do is throw out that it's not
Oh
game
yeah.
A or game B, right? Like, obviously, it's
Oh
not.
boy,
It's
is
its
it.
own thing. But the problem is that the biggest problem I think in that is that you want it to still be a Saints Row game, and I don't even think it. In Saints Row, the combat and the driving was clunky before. It wasn't as smooth as GTA because they didn't care. They were trying to make a fun, overall, goofy game. Now the problem is they tried to make a
Yeah,
GTA
it's
clone.
like, granted, in the old Saints Rows, the driving was clunky, and yes, the combat was clunky, but it still
Yeah.
felt doable. You know?
Yes. Now, I will say one thing that I do enjoy a little bit was that when I was in a car, you can kind of drive through whatever
Hmm.
you want to, and it doesn't really seem to
Yeah,
make a
that's true.
difference. Uh, that was kind of fun. Whereas in GTA, well, it depends. In GTA, you can armor the shit out of your vehicle to where if you do that, you can literally drive through anything. Your car won't explode, basically, unless it's severe, you know. I mean, I've got one of the cars I have that's like an armored car. I drive it as fast as I want wherever I go. If I hit someone, it doesn't matter. It doesn't even drop my shield at all. Like, I mean, I'm not kidding you. I T-bone like cars left and right. I don't give a shit. I just drive wherever I want to drive. So it's got its own version of that. But I was kind of doing that in this mainly because there's no nuance to where, when in GTA a lot of times I split the gap. When you see cars, if they're just right, you're
Oh
like,
yeah,
I can
yeah.
shoot that, like definitely fit my car in there and not slow down, you know. In this, I tried a couple times, I hit something every time because you just can't
It doesn't
nudge the
have
car just enough to.
the finesse and
Yeah,
the
exactly. And
detailed
again,
finesse that it needs. Yeah.
right, right. But like I said, after you play it for a little while, you kind of are like, okay. Also, like when I'm driving around in dude's truck, I don't expect a lot of finesse in a big truck that's set up on big wheels, and it's like, okay, this is a hoss
Yeah.
of a truck, you know. But like I said, I to get away from, I don't remember. Oh, I was doing a thing where you can collect pallets and you get just money and different stuff.
What? I haven't
And
done this.
yeah, most of them seem to be on roofs.
Like, are they
Like,
just
so you
empty
end up having to
pallets, or
climb
they
up.
have like goods on them?
They're supposedly from like where somebody had drugs and they
Oh,
dropped
okay.
stuff so they wouldn't get caught, basically. And I mean, they're literal like big pallets of things. And I'm climbing up like the one. It was like there were three in a row that were on rooftops, so I just jumped from roof to roof. But when I was on the one, I heard guys on the ground that are like, "Don't come any closer." And I saw someone. It looked like they had someone kind of blocked off, and I was like, "Oh shit, they're gonna beat the shit out of that person," kind of a thing. And then as I'm standing there and I'm like, oh, they're talking to me. That other person's with them. Because then I see the notoriety thing where they become
Right.
red dots, basically. So I'm like, fuck it. Jump down, beat the shit out of everyone. Because,
Main
that's
character.
what I do. And right. And I'm like, whatever, hop in a car. Next thing you know, I'm like, shit, I got heat on me. I'm like, oh, yeah, I've forgotten this game that when you're on a gang's turf, if you fuck with them, they all come after you, basically. And I'm like, oh shit. So, I'm like, I hop in like a sports car and I'm like, I'm going to haul ass out of here. And that's where I was like,
Yeah.
I'm not really
I
gaining
am
ground on
neither
these
hauling
guys.
any ass.
Yeah. And I'm like, well, and the other thing is like, I know if I get out and have a gunfight with them, that brings the police. So then I got to deal with that scenario, So I'm like, how am I going to, so I, I ended up shooting him anyway, but I shot him and got the fuck out of there and was able to evade the cops, but it was still it, it was tough. And like not killing the guys, that was easy, but because once I played for a little while, I got better with the
Mm-hmm.
combat stuff. The
The
driving
driving
just
sucks. Let's be
I
real.
I I really think you're gonna have to log hours to get
There
good
might
at
not
that
be any
driving.
getting good.
Well, I think I'm so used to GTA's driving that I think I almost have to like untrain myself to where you can get air quote good in this game at driving.
It's like,
That's kind of what I
you
was
go
meaning.
from driving like a finely tuned German engineering marvel to just a
Yeah.
shit box.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That really is what it's like. Because it is. I mean, we played enough GTA together. It's like, I'm pretty
Yeah.
decent at driving in that game. And like I said, I can hit some holes that don't look like they're makeable, and I'm still like, I should be able to get it. And if
Yeah.
not, you're like,
It's
whatever.
just a game.
It's
Now, if
part
you
of
were doing that in real life,
right.
whatever.
Yeah. Right.
You hit that guy.
But
Should have been standing there.
yep, exactly. But yeah, I did enjoy some of the side stuff a little bit. Although the funniest part to me is how much your roommates are like, "Hey, here's all this side work you should go do to
Yeah, it's
pay
like,
our
what
bills."
are you guys doing?
Yeah,
Scumbags.
it's like you guys aren't doing a whole lot here. Why am I? What I mean, I understand I'm the mercenary in the group, but one thing I kind of almost wish they would do is I wish you could pick amongst the roommates who you were. I think it'd be kind of a fun option to where you could play as any one of them a little bit, or that role kind of a thing. So that it's not like you only can just go be a
Right.
mercenary, you know. But whatever. Because right now I made my dude like he's got like a luxurious mullet and a big Tom Selleck mustache, and I wear a
Excellent.
cowboy hat,
Excellent.
and I'm, you know, so that's the guy I've got going right now. Actually, you know who he reminds me a lot of is from what was the name of that shit? That old fighting game. Was it Final Fight?
Oh yeah, the
Where you're
mayor
like the
was like
mayor
this
and
wall of muscle.
yeah. Basically I'm
That's
walking around
hilarious.
like him.
I mean, before I deleted it,
Yeah.
I made the maestro. I sent you that picture because I saw you could make green
Yeah.
skin. I'm
Yeah.
like, well, obviously I know what I'm doing now. But I think
Right.
if I have to remake my character, maybe I'll just make like big titty goth girlfriend or something. And that'll be her name too.
Yeah, that for sure. That for sure cracked me up when in the character selection when you can, enlarge the groin area.
Well, either that or maybe I'll give my dude all prosthetics and do like the classic like Bob or those old jokes.
Yeah. Dude, it was also funny that I love how, you can choose to not have underwear in the game and it'll blur it, but then there's also
Oh
like
yeah.
censored options and you can choose what
Yes.
censored options they are.
Just
That was
fun
pretty
fact
funny.
for the maestro, whatever you want to call him. I gave him the tiniest package ever. And I think I put it under like a kissy emoji or something. Yeah.
Nice. That's why I did have some fun
Well,
with
like right off the
some of the
rip, you're
stuff,
like, oh, this could be a fun game. And then the game starts.
Yeah, because going through shooting up shit with that first part is like it's kind of fun, and I'm like, this reminds me of uh in the past, was it 3, I think it is, where you end up having to have that gunfight like in the fucking plane
Oh.
or whatever it is, or there's someone in a building and you're shooting out from the plane, or the opposite way. I think you're in the building shooting at the plane, then you like jump onto the plane or something like that. It's a real kind of heart pounding kind of opening, and I was like, okay, like you said, and I was like, I don't know, I was like, maybe Tony's just crazy, and then it's like, here, drive anything, and I'm like, oh god,
Right?
like
Yeah.
what happened?
And I think the one thing
So,
I and maybe it changes as you get further in the game, but the one thing I kind of wasn't vibing for is like the whole time your characters, it just reminds me of like the classic 80s action movie guy, like, oh, he's got the one liner. I'm like, it just feels dated to me for some
yeah,
reason, and
yeah, that's a little
maybe not
bit.
even date is the word. I almost feel like they're just trying too hard.
Well, what you need to do is be similar to me and just make your guy the quintessential action hero.
That's true.
Then it fits,
Or big titty
you
goth
know,
girlfriend.
or big titty goth girl.
Also acceptable.
Also acceptable. Yeah. Right. Yeah. It's what was really weird was after doing that, and then later that night going back into GTA to do my daily stuff. And I'm all over the road with the car
because you're like oversteering and shit.
Yeah, it's like I'm used to driving a Zamboni, and now I got a sports car. I'm like, oh god, oh god. Also, the combat. I didn't turn on the lock in Saints Row for
That would probably
for
help a
aiming.
lot.
Yeah,
So get as much
I should
assistance
do
as you
that
can.
before I play it. Yeah, because there were certainly times where I was not shooting anywhere near a
Yeah,
person.
I hear you.
So
Oh man.
and I'm like, why can't I aim at this person that's shooting at me? Like I don't like this. So yeah, I'm probably gonna turn that lock on. But I don't in the combat, the thing I like the least is there does not seem to be a real cover system. Like
Yeah,
other
like
than
get
just
behind
duck
something.
or swat. Yeah. In GTA you can kind of shoot around
Yeah,
walls and
it's
stuff,
got
and
like
I miss
the
that. But
like Gears of War sticky cover system where you can kind of bounce around to different things and you
yeah,
know.
right. I like that a lot. And especially now that I've gotten really used to
Yeah,
doing it. Like I do the gang fights in GTA, I just post up on something, just fucking ice everybody till there's like one left, and then I just go crazy charging them.
After I played Saints Row the last time and I was just like in the mood for that kind of game, I hopped on GTA Online, which I
Yeah,
haven't been on in forever. And I did
right.
a mission with people, and everyone on my team got killed except me because I was using cover the whole time, and I ended up clearing out the mission
Yeah,
by myself. Yeah, and I'm like, dude, I
right.
haven't played this game in months, and really,
Yeah, like this
yeah,
shouldn't be.
exactly.
This
Like
shakes
I am
out.
the lowest
Yeah,
level person on this crew, and how are everybody
yeah. And
dead?
I don't know if you know it or not, but like if you don't play for a while,
I
your
didn't know that.
stats go
Well, my
down.
guy's like got to be like an
Yeah,
invalid then.
yeah. Your stats do decrease from what I've read. I play enough that I don't see that, but I that's what I've heard. So yeah, I don't. It was something though. But yeah, if I was if I was doing a 1 to 5 on Saints Row for the very little amount I played, and one thing I think would have been a massive improvement would be if early in the game you stunk at driving, but as the game progressed, you get better. Like
Mm-hmm.
GTA is that way, right? Like the more you drive, you get a driving skill essentially to where you're able to nuance the car a
Yeah,
little better
it
than you
gives you a
can when
little
you
more
first
wiggle
start the
room.
game. Right. And that would be really helpful here. Maybe that's in there. I doubt it.
I don't know if
I
you've
just
looked at the leveling
from
up system.
everything. Yeah, that was
It's
something else I
not
wanted to
good.
point out, which was we've griped about how in the last one they got a little too
Yeah,
crazy with shit, about superpowers and all this stuff. And yet in this one, some of the stuff's funny. Like, the first thing you unlock is that one where you can grab someone, put a grenade down their pants, and then you
yeah. I
throw
mean,
the person.
the,
you know, that's funny. That was like that very much feels like um that's classic
yes.
Saints Row right there. Because you're literally
Oh
turning
yeah, for
someone into
sure.
a grenade.
But the
I
stuff I
love
saw,
that.
I was like,
But
this isn't Saints Row enough. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. It's either real ham-fisted where they're trying to be GTA, they kind of ham-fist it, and I really wish they would have just tried to really stick with the classic
Yeah.
Saints Row
I hear you,
instead.
man.
Yeah. So yeah, if I was doing a 1 to 5, man, I don't know. From what I played, I feel like I'm being nice giving it a 2.5.
Yeah. I think you're being generous. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying is I think I'm being generous. But again, I've only played that first little bit. I drove around a little bit. Like I said, I did some of the side stuff that was like, I don't want to get into a bunch of shit. I just kind of want to feel the game a little bit and see whatever. Also, one last thing, the lighting in the game
Yeah,
is
I
weird.
agree.
Like when you're driving around some points, like in GTA, it feels more realistic, like time of day and such. In this, it feels like sometimes in the daytime, I'm driving around, I'm like, I can't see. Like I can't see anything really through here. And I even tried messing with the brightness of the game, and it just doesn't seem to really fix the problem,
Right.
you know? So I much prefer driving around at night because I can see a whole lot better in it. Whereas GTA, I hate driving at night because I can't see shit. So
That's funny.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie. A lot of times when I'm in GTA, I have the brights on the car
You're that guy.
so that I can, yeah, so I can see a little better. So
Oh, God, this
yeah,
beer I'm drinking sucks, Brian.
sorry. But we for sure gotta
Yeah,
throw
I
some
need
co-op
to
together and see.
hop on and see if it saved my game, and if not, I got to get through the tutorial phase. And then once I do
Yeah,
that, then I'll let you know. Because I mean,
yeah,
honestly, like
yeah.
my last couple times of playing online or not online, playing PlayStation, I'm just straight up chill out, No Man's Sky, cruise through space, and
Yeah.
steal people's resources.
Under-
Yeah,
Understandable. Well, this is just like that, except
I was
okay,
like,
it's
how?
not like that at all.
So I mean, since we're on the topic of
Yeah.
video games, I got to tell you about how I'm a
Oh, cool.
responsible
Things
boy.
decided to freeze.
Oh, bro. Okay.
There
Did you
we
hear
go.
anything I said? All right. I
Nope.
said since we're on the subject of video games, let me tell
Yeah.
you, and I guess the listening audience, how somehow, Brian, I am a responsible boy. Because last week
Okay.
I was like, all right, I'm getting ready for work in the morning. I look, we're almost out of dog food. I'm like, I'm gonna go to Costco after work, get dog food. Probably pick up something for us to eat for dinner. As I walk in,
Right.
they've just got so many PlayStation 5s. And it's the God of War edition. It comes with an extra
Right.
controller. It comes with a charging
Mm,
stand. And it's only like
right.
$100 more than retail. And I'm like, I could just put it on a card and pay it off slowly. And I didn't do it. But God, did I
Right.
want to. Because,
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
want one. But
Yeah.
man,
I hear
that
you.
was a test of willpower.
Yeah. Well, it's a lot harder too with the price
It
point
is.
now, especially that because it's not just the price point, but it's it's the bundle price point. So
Well,
it is
dude,
a
I
little
stood
bit
there. I pulled my
more
phone
than
out. I started looking up all the accessories it came with. Did the math. I'm
yeah.
like, oh, this is a
Oh,
great
sure, it's worth
bargain.
it. Yeah.
you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. I mean, that's where I bought my PlayStation 4 at. So, because I don't remember what it was. It was, it was weird. I didn't buy a bundle though, but that was when I got my PlayStation 4. They had them and they were cheaper, so
Man, I
that's where I ended
really
up
want to
getting
play a
it.
new God of War
Uh,
game. Comes with a
yeah,
sexy
right.
sky
Yeah,
blue
it's not like a
controller.
game that you're like,
Yeah.
yep. Yeah, it's not like it's a game and you're
Yeah,
just
no,
like,
it's a
who
game that I'm
cares?
like, oh, fuck yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, I had to have a
yeah,
private moment in the back of Costco behind the
right.
mangoes.
Naturally,
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
Behind the mangoes, I like that. I appreciate you didn't want to like, you know, uh,
No,
scar
yeah,
the
no, of
mangoes
course not.
that way. That's
Yeah,
nice
it's
of you.
been rough, buddy.
Yeah, I know. I look at it and I'm just like, with my financial situation, and I'm just looking at it going, I'm probably never gonna get one of these. Like unless something drastic happens. Like, PlayStation 6 comes out, and then the price finally drops because it's like I don't I doubt the price is gonna really come down on them
No.
even this Christmas.
Maybe Black Friday
Because
there
there's
might
no
be
need
something sexy, but it's still gonna be hundreds of dollars. Yeah.
it's still going to be, yeah, exactly. It'll be like there'll be a
Yeah.
bundle on sale. That's what it'll end up being or something. And it'll be like, man, that's a great price, but it's still
Dude, I mean,
$600
dude,
or whatever.
I came
It's like,
home and I like looked up things online. I looked up dimensions and I was measuring my TV stand just to see if it would fit, which it won't because it's so big. Yeah,
it's
I was just
huge.
like, oh,
Yeah.
I guess I'm gonna have to buy like a thing to put over there to put it on. Like I was doing so much shit. Yeah, I was
Shit.
like an addict, man, like scratching away.
You were already redecorating your
Basically,
living room.
like we went to Home Goods. Have you ever been out there? Okay, we went to Home
Yeah.
Goods because sometimes it's just fun to go through there and just see what weird shit they have. Which I guess I'll get to
Yeah.
that too. But I was like, we walked by these furniture, and I was like, oh, that would be perfect next to the TV. I could put the subwoofer under it, put the PlayStation on top. And Michelle's like, what? I mean, I told her. I told
Nothing?
her. I was like, man, you have no idea how hard
Yeah.
that was to leave Costco about that thing. Yeah.
Yeah, I bet. I did that like before the PlayStation 4 though, like when they were out and everything. And it was like I kept going, there's no point. I was like, there's no real games that, like I kept kept doing all the
Yeah.
things to push it away, right? And then finally, I was in there and I was like, I really want this though. And it was on sale, and I was like, I have enough to get this and
Like, I
Diablo.
should just treat
And
myself.
yeah, I just walked out of there with that and Diablo because I have no willpower. So
Yeah, my willpower was fading that day, buddy. It was bad. Like
yeah,
even driving home the next day from work, I'm like, I could just go to Costco get it.
it's not that far. Yeah.
Kinda.
Yep. Yep. Well, it's like now there's stuff I want to
Yeah.
play on it, more. Whereas for a while it was easier to be like, there's no point. Like, it's like everything that's on is basically just a port from the PS4, blah, 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 that kind of stuff. Or maybe it just looks a little nicer. And it's like, I got a shit
It's like
TV, so who
new
cares? All
Cyberpunk
that kind of
update I want
stuff.
to play. New Spider-Man comes out this month.
Yeah. Right. That's what I'm saying. It's like now there's starting to be stuff. We're starting to see where it's like, oh, we're not going to do this for PS4.
Oh,
You're
yeah,
starting to see
yeah.
that a little bit. And it's like, oh boy, it's like I hate this cycle. This is usually the time where I
Right.
upgrade, is right about now, because it's like I want to get out of this, meaning the PS4, before it becomes a brick,
Yeah.
basically. Because normally I sell what I have to help pay for the new thing, and it's like, so that would be my move, is sell one to move into the next. But unfortunately, the new ones are so damn expensive that it doesn't make enough
Right.
of a dent like it used to. I used to be able to, sell a system with games and blah, 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 get 150, $200, put that towards a $300 system, be like, okay, I can handle $100, but now it's like, shit, that doesn't even pay
Right.
for half of it. And I always like to get 2 controllers so that I can always, charge one and have one at the ready. And it's like, and the controllers are $70, it's
Oh,
like,
yeah, they
fuck.
get you.
And the games are $70 now too, it's like,
I mean, and
Jesus.
I'm also in this like place right now where I'm like, my phone's battery's getting shittier and shittier. And now, new iPhone came out. It's got USB-C in it, which is nice.
Titanium.
Oh, shit.
Don't forget the titanium.
So
that's apparently all they advertise about.
So I'm just like,
weird.
but I'm not ready to take on my phone's been paid off for a while now. I'm like, I don't want more payments.
No, it's so nice once you hit that point where you're not paying
Come
on it anymore.
State of Ohio, give me my money.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a...
you're gonna be that those memes that are like, I won't tell anybody if I win the lotto.
Yeah,
but
exactly.
Signs, I'll be like, hey Tony, we redecorated the living room, huh? Like, nice PS5.
You mean the Tower of Sauron? Yes.
Yeah. Basically, yeah. I remember Fluffy Bunny Ash, when they got there, she that was the first thing she said, was how fucking huge the thing is. And I was like,
it's like, I looked up the dimensions and I'm just like, Jesus Christ, it won't fit. How we got the TV stands, got the cubbies. It won't fit in any of the cubbies. Yeah.
No, I wouldn't think so, because it's too
even
it's
like
thick.
the bigger ones on the bottom, if you stood it up, nope.
Nothing.
Yeah,
wow.
Thing's huge.
Jesus.
It's like 15 some inches tall, or wide, depending on what you do. I'd rather lay it down. I don't trust systems standing up.
Yeah. I never have. Yeah, I take that back. There was in the PS2, I had mine standing up for a while because I just didn't have room to lay it down. But as soon as I had room, I turned
that
it.
some bitch sideways.
I've never been a fan.
Yeah.
Yep. I've never been a fan of having them straight up and down. So,
but it's honestly a good thing that I didn't, be a weakling and buy a PlayStation, because this last weekend, I'm doing laundry. And I come downstairs to switch loads, and I look at my floor drain, and it's full of water, and I'm like, that's not good. So we had to leave, come back to the house, and it was receded. And took a shower, and I could run back down the basement and check. It's full again. I'm like, God damn it. I had to have a guy come out and snake our drain line. And get this is weird. So, the street that my house is on, we don't have a sewer there.
Yeah.
We connect to the street behind, like across the street behind those houses. So the guy had to run 120 feet of cable.
Wow. Okay. So there goes what I was thinking. Because I was like, if this is something that could be a problem for you, you can for
Yeah.
sure buy those snakes.
I mean,
But
I
fuck
have
that
one. I
much of
have a
it. There's no
hand
way.
crank one, and I
Oh, do you?
tried
Okay.
that, and I was
Yeah.
just like, nah. And the guy, because I
Oh,
wasn't here, because he had to keep came during the week, but he told
yeah.
her like, oh yeah, I ran into like 4 or 5 blockages, and yeah,
I don't
that
doubt it.
much,
Yeah. With that much
Jesus. But
distance.
honestly, it
Yeah.
was way cheap. I mean, it
Jesus.
wasn't cheap, but it was cheaper than I thought it was gonna be. But legit, the guy knows
Yeah.
like her dad knew her, so I think we got a little like
Right.
deal on that too. Actually, now that I think about it, I don't think I've been charged yet. Yeah.
Oh. All right. Hold on a second. So I gotta
All right.
use the restroom.
I'm vibing. Spill the wine. Oh shit! It's still recording over here. God damn it!
All right. Here we go. All right. So yeah. So before we start all the gaming stuff and what I was talking about, kind of getting back to
Yes.
things I enjoyed, but I also listened to some music this week, which I hadn't been doing, and I was thinking about it, and we were doing the Crazy Life, and it hit me while we were recording that part of the reason I'm not listening to as much music is because I'm not
Oh,
playing games. Because a lot of the games I would play, I would just fire up music and listen to music, and instead of whatever's
right.
going on in the game. So I was like, oh yeah, I should straighten both of these things out. But yeah, so I did that and was like, yeah, that that for sure is missing. Like that's gotta be something that I prioritize a little more.
I mean, music is life, bro.
So
You know,
yep. But my sleeping's been all messed up this
bro.
week, so it's kind of
Same.
difficult.
My sleep's been all
Oh,
fucked up.
God. I'm sleeping for a couple hours and I'm like wide awake. And then by the time I get back to sleep, it's whatever. And I'm it's like I'm crawling out of bed at like 10 o'clock at night. Like I am completely
Oh
flipped
man.
upside down right now.
Yeah, that sucks.
Yeah. It's if I but if I don't like the was it a few nights ago at about 2 in the morning, I couldn't keep my eyes open. And I'm like, awesome. This maybe my sleep's gonna kind of go back to my normal. Fell asleep, woke up at 4:30, fresh as a daisy. And I'm like, damn it. you know. It was like how when you wake up off a good power nap and you're like, okay, let's go. That's basically how I woke up. And I'm like, and I was so mad because I was like, I want to go back to sleep because I want to, sleep and get up at a normal time for me. And now I'm going to probably stay up for 3 hours or 4 hours or whatever. And sure enough, it was longer than that. It wasn't until after 2 o'clock before I could fall back asleep.
Yeah, that sucks.
I was like, bitch. And it wasn't enough sleep to stay up on, like I couldn't just go, screw it. I'll stay up and push. It wasn't enough, but yeah, good
Just
times.
fun fact, their update from my alarm problems. They've put out updates, iOS like bug
Yeah.
fixes. It works now, but here's
Right.
how I discovered it. Because there wasn't an iOS update, and I looked at it, and it was like basically like, oh, this is
Right.
so your phones can update themselves better. You know, when you buy a new phone. Like, oh, okay.
Right.
Fast forward to
Yeah. Which makes sense with
right.
the 15 coming
Fast
out.
forward to 5 whatever
Yeah.
in the morning, and my alarm's going off, and I'm like beating the shit out of my Alexa because it won't stop going off, and I realize it's my phone. Like I keep hitting every button on top of it, and I'm like, why won't you stop? And then it's like,
Right. Just
yeah,
throw it out the
exactly.
window.
So yeah, so that works now. That's cool. I
That's good.
was pretty annoyed, but it's all right. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. And speaking of alarms, how about that emergency
Did you
gimmick that
check
went
in
off
with your
today?
friends and family to make sure nobody became a 5G zombie? God, people are
God,
so
dude,
fucking stupid.
do you know I posted a thing on Twitter? What would have been fucking hilarious would have been to organize flash mobs for
Oh my!
today.
Well, people probably would have got shot.
As soon as it went off, yeah, that as soon as that went off, that everyone just starts acting like a zombie or just drops to the ground.
Yeah.
Because they were saying the other thing was saying that people who were vaccinated
Yeah, I
would die
saw
from
that.
the
Gonna activate the
thing. I'm like, oh my
vaccines. Everyone's gonna die. And then like some guy was like, you gotta be in a Faraday cage. It's like, just fuck off,
yeah.
everybody. What are they doing now?
Seriously.
Oh, I guess nothing happened. Huh.
No, do you know what happens? It's the same thing with any sort of a wackadoo or conspiracy theory thing, which is when something happens that isn't what they say is going to happen, they'll say, "Well, that the government turned it off because we warned you." So see, it just moves the goalpost. That way you can never actually they'll never admit they're wrong. They'll just keep moving the goalpost and coming up with more
I
dumb
hate
shit.
everybody. Just let you
It's
know.
yeah. Or like I posted earlier, it was like, yeah, because our phones haven't already turned us all into zombies.
I mean, that's accurate.
Like, you barely see a person with their head up walking out of a store anymore. Everyone's got their head in their
Not me,
phone as they're
dog. Head on
walking
a
out.
swivel.
Stepping right in front of cars. Yeah,
Especially the
same
Kroger's
here,
I go
man.
to. You might get shanked.
Yeah, yeah. When I walk out, I'm like, hey, there's cars, and I'm a big dude, but cars still outweigh me, so I don't so
Can I
much
have
want
a
to
quick
tangle with
bitch
one.
session about Kroger real quick? Or any grocery
No.
store.
Yes.
I had to go today right before we were podcasting. And the one I go to, I hate. The parking lot is always a circus.
Yeah.
So I park way the fuck out because I don't want to be by anybody.
Yeah.
I don't care if I got to walk.
Yeah.
Every time I do that, I come back and my car is just surrounded by cars.
Yeah.
Like today was literally like I pull in and there's plenty of spots closer to the store. And I was just like unplugging my phone and, turning the car off and getting ready to get out. And this shitbox SUV parked so close to me. And it's like, there's so many places you can go. It's like pissing at the urinal right next to you.
The only thing I can think of, yes,
it's
you're
just
right.
Like, what are you doing?
The only thing I can think of is that when people pull into parking lots, there's a couple different types. There's the person A, which is I have to park as absolutely close as possible, and I will do whatever it takes to get one space closer, right? And then there's people that'll go, oh, well, if this guy's parking here, that probably means all those spots are taken, and they'll just park
maybe
next
that
to
was
you.
his mode.
Or there's person 3, which is also the same kind of person that, like you said, pisses next to you.
Yeah, it's just like as soon as I saw the motion out of the corner of my eye, I look over, and it's just like I'm just thinking, like, really? Like I park out here because I don't want anyone parking by me,
Yeah.
And it's not like I have
I
like an expensive car or whatever, and I'm like taking up 2 spots to protect it. I just I've seen what happens in that parking lot. I don't want to be bothered, so I park away.
Right. Yeah. I get you, man. I honestly think that's the best move in a lot of places. I mean, it's different once it gets like ridiculously cold or if it's like pouring rain or that kind of bullshit.
I'll deal with the elements.
But I totally get it because you're right. It's when you're going to leave, you don't have to have your head on a swivel as much pulling out of the place because when you're up close to the store, you've got to be looking every direction at the same time.
That basically. One I go to, people cut in between like cars and they're like they treat every square inch of pavement like it's the road. And that's why it's like I want to just be out here. Except I guess it's me and my buddy. And like I said, as I'm walking back to the car, I just look and I'm like, really? Because I was completely surrounded.
Right.
Like, why?
flash mob. Yeah. You're
I
more
guess,
popular than you
man.
realize, Tony. People are following you on your
I guess
online
they must
somehow.
love the salty language TikToks or something.
Yeah. Probably also helps that I put a please park near
That's what it
me
feels
sign
like.
on the back of your.
I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah. Like park near car that parks closest to me gets $20.
Just so absurd.
Yeah.
Whatever.
It sounds like it. Yeah.
So I've been watching a lot of Seinfeld lately. Yeah, like I've watched Seinfeld. Yeah? Everyone's probably watched Seinfeld at this point.
Yeah. Well, remember, was it a couple years ago when Hulu got it? I think it was. I was like, okay, I'm going to sit down and watch the whole.
And I've watched it on TV, but I was never like there every week. I didn't watch it consecutively.
Yeah, same here. Right.
Gotta say, Brian, it's a pretty good show.
Yeah, it's got some winners in it. There's some episodes that annoy the absolute shit out of me, but because at a certain point, a bubbly fubbly with him and George back and forth. It's like, okay, enough. Like, we get it, yeah. But
yeah, there's just and because I'm watching it consecutively. There's a bunch of callbacks, and they go back pretty far sometimes. Right. And I never knew that because I never watched. I would watch it like on Fox after The Simpsons or whatever.
Yep. That's when I watched it. Yeah. I didn't watch it on NBC when it was like, when a new episode would come out. Because I didn't care for it.
Yeah, then. I've been enjoying the shit out of it.
Yeah.
I know, right?
Interesting. Yeah, I did too. Like when I went back and watched, there's definitely, like I said, there's definitely some of the stuff that annoys the absolute shit out of me. But I also know that's Larry David. It is some of the stuff that I can really feel his influence in. Some of that stuff, I'm like, God, this is annoying, and it's like this has got to be Larry
classic
David
dead
episode.
Horse beating.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's and it's but then there's other episodes he wrote, and I'm like, God, this is so funny, So it's just some of the stuff doesn't hit with me, But I also know that you look at Curb. I mean, he likes to push how far he can make you uncomfortable.
And plus,
so
7, 8, 9 seasons that are all 20 some episodes each.
Yeah,
they're not all going to be winners.
Yeah. No, there's quite a few that are not.
But
winners.
all in all,
but
it's been a fun ride so
far.
But
overall,
I think I'm in the middle of season 3, maybe. These pretzels are making me salty right around there, or thirsty. No. Shit,
thirsty.
Tired, Brian. It's been a long fucking day.
The pretzels could make you salty. I mean, they got salt on.
Meyer butter braid pretzels. Yeah, shout out.
I've been watching a lot of shit this week. But first thing I want to talk about, because I know you saw some of this at least, and I did too, was the thing they did on Sunday.
Yes.
The Sunday Funday Football on Disney Plus.
Yeah. We legitimately had the game on for the entire game. Yeah. I left to go because when I was trying to figure out what was going on for the drains. So I was also like doing other shit that day. But it was something, Brian.
I was like, well, I'm definitely gonna watch through halftime because I want to see what they do with this Duke Kaboom
missed the halftime show. How was Duke Kaboom? They put on a good show.
God. It was fine. I mean, it wasn't. It's just whatever. He did a big jump and landed it, so it was. I was almost expecting him to pull some like Evil Knievel shit and have him like
go to a bunch of pieces.
Or something. Yeah, but no, he landed clean and.
How about that? Like right off the rip when the claw just fucked up.
Yeah, they definitely. You can tell it was the first one. I mean, it for sure had some tracking issues off and on, and quite a bit actually. The one thing that annoyed me was they kept going to that wide camera shot, and you couldn't see shit. And the only thing I can think of is because they were mirroring the actual presentation that the NFL actually went to that wide shot. And in a normal game, you probably could have seen fine, but the way they had it set up, you just couldn't see anything. But yeah, I mean, I thought it was a fun idea, You know, they put a lot of football facts in there for anyone like kids or people who didn't
It's
know anything about
it's
football. I'll
funny
give
you
them
say
credit
that
for.
because we're watching it, and Michelle's just like, I feel like they're indoctrinating kids into football. I'm like,
Oh, for sure.
absolutely.
That was the whole goal. Yeah. No, the goal of that presentation was for the parent who wanted to watch that early game but had a kid up that
Yeah.
wants to watch cartoons. That's 100% who it was for. Was, you know, that way both people can be happy with what was on TV essentially, you know, and you know, some of the stuff was, you know, it was cute and it was fun and they tried real hard and the commentators seemed like they were
Yeah.
having a
I mean,
blast.
yeah.
I'll give them that. They seemed like they were
Sideline
having a lot
reporter,
of
oh,
fun.
she could go kick rocks. She sucked.
Oh, I don't know if that was that because that for sure wasn't a character. That was just some kid, I guess,
Was
right?
it a kid or?
Sounded, I think it was
Oh,
supposed to be a
I
kid.
just thought they were terrible. I don't know if it was a kid, I feel bad because
bad.
I was ragging on him the whole time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I was too. Yeah, I was to myself, but you know, still, it was like, God, this is so bad. Every time they were like, "Let's go to Pepper,"
Yeah.
and
Can
I'm
we
like, "Can we
please?
not?" Because
What if it just went to like a pepper grinder? Yes.
that would have been on brand, actually. I mean, they got Forky, you know.
Could have went to a Pepper Potts
You
action
know,
figure. Disney owns Marvel.
that would have been.
Just
It's
saying.
true. It's true. I appreciated some of the stuff. I loved how the uprights were word
Oh yeah,
blocks
yeah,
or
that was
letter
cool.
blocks. You know, whenever they kicked an extra point or a field goal, they crumbled. That was kind of fun. And I appreciated the lighting, how there was the light coming in from the window. And the commentators even were like, you know, this could become a real problem with the light from Andy's room, you know, window coming in. And I appreciated how they kept trying to make you remember this is in
Yes.
Andy's room. Like the one guy talking about like, do you think that's real carpet and you know different shit. It was versus grass and turf. I think the commentators did a really good job given what they were
Right.
given to do because they really did try to mix in the gimmick of it with the fact that they were still
Yeah.
calling a football game. And I didn't know this. Hobie tagged this in a post. The way that they tracked it was there was a chip inside the shoulder
I was
pads of all the
wondering how they
players.
did it.
Yeah, and they do the same thing in tennis to track the ball basically, so they can tell if a ball is in or out or whatever. So that's what they did. That's how they were able to track the guys. And for the most part, it worked okay. But there were a lot of times where it for sure did not work real well.
Yeah, I was wondering if they were like they just had a bunch of cameras up and they're like motion tracking the field. I wasn't sure how they were doing it.
I thought they were doing. Yeah, that's what I thought they were doing. Was it's like, okay, they've got to have some way that they're motion tracking, like pinning these guys in the camera.
Because you'd see when they run off the field or on the field, they either vanished or appeared. You know.
Yes.
Just
like in a real game. Yeah.
Yeah. Exactly, man. I mean, I thought it was all right though. Yeah, it was
fun.
different.
Yeah. Honestly, given how shitty that game was, I'm glad I watched that because if I had just watched the regular game, there's no way I would have watched the whole game, first of all. But I probably would have been like, God, this is awful.
Enough with the game.
Yeah. I really like the claw being the
ball dropper. Quite literally sometimes.
Right. Yeah, it would drop it. Do you just notice how many times it would drop it, like where the offensive tackle would be, and then the ball would
migrate
to
where it needed to go. Yeah.
Yeah, and then the other thing I thought was funny was the camera, the sky cam was like one of the aliens on a claw. The camera.
Although I was having ESPN football flashbacks when they go first person. I was like, oh hell yeah, this shit was the shit.
Yeah.
First person football. I've never played that. Oculus football game. Yeah.
Oh
I've seen a guy, run through a wall because he yelled Omaha and then took off. But that was a cool video. But
yeah. So yeah, for a gimmick thing, it's like it wouldn't shock me at all now that they've done it. If they do it, I can't see him doing it every week, but I could see him doing a couple games a year or something like that. Because it really is a good tool to teach kids about football, but it also does teach a lot of people who, like adults, if they don't know the rules, they did a pretty good job of some of that.
Did any of Andy's toys get CTE? Oh, okay.
No, I don't think so. Yeah, I did notice they definitely went out of their way to make sure none of the Toy Story characters talked. That way, they didn't have to pay anybody for voice work.
Like, yeah, can you imagine? Be like, hey, Tom Hanks, we need you in the studio.
Oh no, they wouldn't call him. They'd call his brother. His brother does all the
I didn't even
commercial
know
work
that.
for the stuff. Yeah, his brother sounds a lot like him. So his brother does like any of the toys that have the recording of Woody. It's him. It's not Tom Hanks. So
how many times do you think Tom Hanks' mower has just been like, "There's a snake in my pants," so he's on a date,
yeah,
just to be like impress the lady.
No, he's just out with his brother.
Yeah.
You mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I thought you meant
no.
Tom Hanks himself. I'm like, dude, he's been married
no.
like 40
Tom Hanks
years.
but his brother, he needs to pull some shit.
Yeah. I actually think it'd be funnier with Tom Hanks doing it to his wife, and she's like, "This again."
Get it?
Fine.
Like, whatever. Okay, let's go jump on the bunk bed. Just shut up.
Yeah, I'm not wearing the
no, I'm not
costume.
playing on your giant piano.
Yeah, I don't care what you say. I'm not pulling your pull string.
Other Tom Hanks references.
Yeah.
All right.
Good one. I'm not throwing myself in a volcano.
Nice.
I'm gonna slit my wrist with an electric razor.
Oh, I know that.
You shouldn't. It's old.
Ooh. Is that The Burbs? Damn it.
Nope.
I was going to say Bachelor Party.
One of the guys is threatening to cut his wrist, and he's got an electric razor.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like,
you're better off taking a bath with that thing.
You might. Yeah, actually, you're right.
Oh, God, thank God that's over.
Razor.
I bought these. Good, huh? We had taco night like last week. And I was like, it's called Margarita Player. It's a lime and salt, like sour beer. Like that sounds good. That should be perfect with my tacos.
You're hoping for something similar to Bueno?
Yeah, Bueno would be perfect. This is not good. Fuck off, Columbus Brewing Company. Normally they make some good stuff, but I've got 4 more of those in my fridge. I'm not sure what to do with them. Maybe.
Trash can?
The only reason I'm drinking this one is because it happened to be in my fridge inside. I didn't want to go run out to the garage and load up because I was already ate something by the time, I was done watching Only Murders and blah, blah, blah. Oh.
Yeah. Speaking of, so you watched the finale of that?
I mean.
Okay. So what do you think of spoilers ahead just in case?
Yeah. I'll try to keep it vague.
Yeah. Did you figure it out, first of all?
Yes, yeah. Like as soon as it started, we were both like, this is too easy. It's not her. It's not them.
Yeah.
It's not them. It's too easy.
Yeah.
And then it's like, of course. Yeah.
Yeah. They actually tipped their hand an episode ago a little bit more, because one of the things I've seen, because I've read some theories after the fact, and it's funny how every little detail in that show people analyze because it's a whodunit situation, so it's kind of funny how a few weeks ago people were convinced that it was the film critic.
Yes.
Because of in the one part in the song when Steve Martin points out at the crowd when he's like, what if, none of them did it? What if it was you? And he points out to the crowd, and people were like, the only person sitting in that direction was the film critic. So that, it has to be her. And I'm like, it's not going to be the film critic. Like, what would her motivation be? Like, there's just, that dies right away. Like, there's just no real
sense.
Anything to it. Right. It's like, I appreciate you trying to find the out of the box person, because that show does do something they do every season, which is, well, not every season, but they for sure try to make you think it's going to be someone outside of who you've seen, but it almost always has been.
They're real good about throwing curveballs.
They threw a lot of red herrings this year. And I think the problem, it got renewed for another season, which I'm happy about. And especially with the way they ended it, no spoiler on that, but with the way they set up next season, I'm very much like, this one's going to, your brain's already kind of going a little bit about like
Yeah,
who
how'd that
would,
for it play out?
yeah, right. So I'm like, yeah. I feel like as much as I enjoy this show, I feel like we're probably one or so seasons away from probably should be
I
the end
would
of the
think because
series.
you're hitting the point. You're like, how can this keep happening to these people?
Exactly. Yeah. But also, it's like, but part of me is a little sad by that because Steve Martin has kind of said that he feels like this is going to be his last or his last kind of
Well,
thing,
I mean, he had a
like
good run though. Let's be
acting, and
real.
he's
Yeah.
had a
I
great
mean, I
run,
think he's doing
but
all right.
oh, he's for sure doing. I mean, he's still touring as a banjo player, and he's touring with Martin Short. They're doing a 1.5 man show. So
excuse me, I'm surprised they didn't pull Chevy Chase into it.
So
for a little Three Amigos reunion. Oh wait.
Yeah. Oh man. Speaking of, that's something I forgot.
Chevy
I got to
Chase?
listen to. Chevy Chase. He was on WTF.
Really?
And I've heard he comes across just so fucking salty.
As salty as salty
which
language,
doesn't surprise.
Of course not.
No. But
these pretzels are making me salty.
Everything over the years I've heard about. Yeah. I've just heard that he's just
I've heard that. I
prick.
mean, it all came out with Community, so
Yeah. Well, that's part of what he talks about because I think he kind of says that he didn't stay on Community because he didn't think it was funny.
Well,
like he didn't think the show was funny.
We all know
which
different.
He's very
it's hilarious.
Honestly, he was one of the least funny parts of that show. Because when he left, you didn't really miss him a whole lot. Other characters left that show.
Which makes me sad because, Chevy Chase has his special moments in my past as well. I mean, National Lampoons is that'll do it right there.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, just the SNL
Caddyshack.
stuff and just
Fletch.
tons Caddyshack. Yeah, there's tons of stuff. Yeah. There's Fletch.
The hits go on and on.
Three
Amigos, great
Three
outdoors.
Amigos.
Classic.
Yes. So, anyway. So, I've also. So yeah. Anyway, back to but Only Murders Those. Yeah, I just kind of feel like it's just gonna. I feel like it'll jump the shark if it goes much further. I feel like this probably should be the final season or something near the final season.
I'm not gonna lie. The way it was starting to end. And it's like everyone's going to L.A. I'm like, oh God, they're gonna relocate to L.A. And
that's what I expected
because
too.
It's a New York show. It's like don't. And then thank God I don't think they're doing it.
Yeah, because I was thinking they were going to do that and go okay, because now it's Only Murders in this building, and now we get to learn a whole new group of people and. I was like, and I was with you when they were just like, but let's, I like, LA in small doses. I was like, okay, good. That means they're going to that's more of a vehicle to get rid of the only this season players. I'm guessing Meryl Streep won't be back next season, So that's an easy way to move her away. And Taubert, you can, do that. So we'll see though. But I enjoyed the season though. For a while, it felt a little slow for a bit because I felt like they weren't really getting anywhere because they weren't really doing the podcast part of it. It didn't feel like it was really moving the story necessarily. And there was a lot of, like I said, a lot of this season.
Well, they know what they're doing.
A lot.
They're gonna throw as much chaff out there as they can. Yeah.
Oh, for sure. Well, if not, I mean. Because also, I mean, not that they were doing the shows like in response to anything, but they know they can pretty much figure out how the internet's going to track. Think it's this person, so then we got to throw this, and we got to make sure
throw a swerve here.
Yeah,
we got to treat this like they're driving in Saints Row.
Right, make it seem like it's all wrapped up, and then throw some more swerves. And then throw even more swerves.
All the swerves.
But I also watched the finale of Ahsoka.
I am so far behind on Ahsoka.
Well, I mean, there's only 8 episodes.
I'm 7 episodes behind.
But That's still not that far behind. But yeah, I thought it was good. This season is it is such a love letter to Rebels fans. There's so many Rebels stuff in there. There's a good amount of Clone Wars stuff too, but it's really there's a lot of fan service to
All you
Rebels
Rebels out
in
there.
it. So yeah, it was, that some of that stuff was really cool to get those characters on the live screen or references that they made in the show kind of thing or whatever. So it was pretty cool. I liked it. It for sure sets up a season 2. It's not a show where you're like, okay, like Obi-Wan where he's walking away and you're
Maybe.
just like, okay,
Yeah.
Like we'll see, this one for sure. It's like, I'll be shocked if there's not a second season. It'd be really surprising. Either that or Dave Filoni has a Mandalorian movie. So they could tie it to the Mandalorian because it's all happening,
Right.
obviously, because Ahsoka was in Mandalorian. So, it could tie together somehow.
I'm pretty pumped for Loki season 2 starting tomorrow. Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
I forgot that starts tomorrow. Yeah. I watched the first 3 episodes of Gen
I've
V,
heard that's good too.
which is
I've heard good things.
Good. Yeah. It's a little weird though because on spoiler for anyone who hasn't watched The Boys, but you know how they start off with you kind of like, oh, this is a superhero show, and then you're like, oh no, this is actually the grimy underbelly of a superhero show, right? Like this is showing the balls and the taint,
the
and
full
the
fruit
asshole
bowl.
more than it is the heart and soul of superheroes. This one kind of gets to the meat pretty quick. Like it's pretty fast how much they're just like, oh yeah, that's right, I forgot this is in the Boys universe. This this isn't going to school in the DC universe. This is a whole different place. So yeah.
Is it fucking
diabolical? I mean it's not, because he's
but
not
it's a
in
show
it,
diabolical. Oh, okay.
Yeah. It's definitely good. I can't wait till the next episode. The only part that sucks is by them dropping 3 right away. Of course, I was like, watch. Now we're going to be, the next episode's episode 4. I'm guessing there's only 8 or 10 in the season.
Right.
So it's like week 2, you're already halfway through the season, basically.
I mean, you just gotta gotta have that PlayStation 5 self-control and just watch one episode and then move on with your life.
Yeah, but I mean, I can now.
Well, I mean,
because
right
that's
off
all
the
they're going to give
get-go,
me, I
though,
think.
Brian. Like, if someone drops a big pile of drugs in front of you, naturally.
You do all of it. Face first.
You take it all to the dome.
Yeah. Well, I assume they're going to bring more, right?
Sure.
Yeah. Because, I'm assuming I'll live through. Shit. But yeah, definitely watch that. It's really good. And everything still feels very much
Same
in
vein.
that same vein.
I got so much stuff to watch.
And it's kind of cool. I know, right? That's always the problem, because it's like I've been jumping from one show to the other. Like, okay, here's my weekly stuff. Whatever's current, I'll jump into that, and then afterwards, like, okay, I'm caught up on stuff. Let me grab an episode of Letterkenny.
That's our thing. Is like, we're like, oh, do we have any episodes of our whatever current show we're in? And I know they do it on purpose, because as soon as that runs over, oh, look, this other show on this other channel is starting up right now. Perfect.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, even like Disney Plus, right? Like Ahsoka ended
Loki
this week.
starts up.
Loki starts. Yes. It's, even though they're different universes, it's it immediately takes you into the next show to watch on there. So there's another show that I watched, and this is gonna, I'm not normally any sort of a air quote reality TV guy.
God, I can't wait for this. Come on, the Golden Bachelor. Golden Bachelor.
Yeah, no. No, but I should have. That would have been hilarious. No, so one of my Twitter friends told me that they added to HBO Max a show from Britain called Naked Attraction. Okay.
Wait.
It's a dating show.
I think someone told me about this.
Okay. So it's a dating show where a person goes on and they have 6 people in these pods that are totally nude. And basically, the way the show starts is they reveal up to their waist. And then you have to look at, and I mean, this is for the viewer, 100%
so it's just
uncensored.
dick out.
Like, oh, it's just dick and vag everywhere, right? So if it like typically if a guy's on, there's six vaginas just staring him in the face, and then he has to look at them and then eliminate one of them just based on what he sees right there. Okay, so
Get that clam out of here.
Yeah.
Oh my god. All right.
And I'm just like, okay, and it's like, whatever. I've seen enough shit in my day. It's
Yeah,
like the nudity's whatever, right? Like, who cares, But then they reveal up to the neck, so you see, the breastises if it's ladies, or chests if it's a guy, and then they have to eliminate another person, like that, just based on
what temperature
they've seen
do you think
so
they keep
far,
in the
right?
studio for those poor fellas?
Oh man. Yeah, seriously. Well, I mean, at this point it'd be a little easier, but I mean, well,
Okay.
anyway, I'll get to it. So then they reveal the faces, right? Now, also in between each of these things, like when they first start out, the woman who's the host is great because she's like, she's like, what jumps out at you? And a guy will be like, oh, well, green, because each one's a different colored pod. So he'll be like, oh, green. They walk over and she's like, yeah, get in there, get a good look.
Get
like,
in there.
So
take
funny.
a whiff.
She's just, yeah, basically. And she does this for each round. Like they walk around and they comment on each person about whatever. Like they comment on like, she'll be like, do you like a completely trimmed
Do you like
minge,
a full bush?
or yeah, basically that's what she's doing. And they're making like talk about this. And these people can hear everything. Right? So okay, so they reveal the face.
Is there any part where they gotta like turn around and bend over and spread them or something?
No, but I forgot that.
All right, show the starfish. Let's go.
Yeah, no, I mean they don't show starfish, but they do have them turn around so you can have a look at their bums. So after they eliminate a person after seeing their face, there's 3 left. They get to hear them talk at this point. Okay. Then they have to eliminate one more. So there's 2 left. Stand there totally nude to this person. Then the person who's there has to go off and get naked. They come back out totally nude. So the 2 they have left get to see them totally nude.
That is
which
fair.
I think is
That's
fair. Right? Although in fairness,
the
all
whole
of them
cast,
should really
even
get
the
to
cameraman.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Just
Especially
smoking with one of those like newsboy caps on.
Yeah. Yeah. So, this person comes back out and and then they pick one of the remaining 2 and then they go off to go on a date.
They go smash genitals.
Okay. Yeah. So, well, they get clothed and then go to like the first season, they go to like the same bar basically every time. And then it shows a smidge of their date. Then it shows a few weeks later kind of recap, right? Okay. So I'm watching this at first. I'm like, okay. And I was like, all right, well, this is different, And the woman that was the host kind of makes me laugh a little bit with just how comfortable she is with everything. And, but the reason I've now watched a season and a half of this is not the nude people, because, they do a good job of balancing it out. Like it's not just like, oh, there's just nothing but women on this episode. There's a few that are, but it's because of the person who's looking for a date. They're really inclusive. Like they've had straight, gay, they had a woman that was pansexual on there, and the people in the pods, they had one guy in a wheelchair. They had people that were in the process of transitioning.
Can you imagine panning up is just wheels. just wheels, a little turnip legs.
Yeah. They did the guy has a disorder to where it's just painful for him to stand for a long time. So he can stand. And they did ask him if everything was functional. And
he's like, you damn right.
And he got further than I thought he would. Because, one guy had a prosthetic leg, So it's like they do a pretty good job of not just, here's just this same build of person, and they've had different builds, skinny, they haven't had anybody like super obese on there, but and facial wise, there's been people of, various
Have they had any gingers?
prettiness levels.
Bastards.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So, but the reason I keep coming back is because of it cracks me up to no end, the reason why some people eliminate some people. Because think about it, right? If you're standing there and literally all you can see is waist down on 6 people, it's like, like when you're doing online dating, like anybody who does like Tinder or any of this stuff, they've got their own set of rules of things that they're automatic left swipes, right? Like one guy on there had lost a lot of weight. He eliminated a woman because she was kind of heavy. And he goes, the problem I have is, he's like, I'm sure she's lovely. He's like, but when I was similar in size, I hated myself. So I don't think this would be a good match. I was like, that's actually, I think, a pretty mature, decent reason. Yeah. Like, I think that's a good reason, one guy eliminated a woman because like her pinky toe was like turned in a little bit to where like the nail was almost facing the inside of the other toe. That was the reason he eliminated
pinky toe was the British teeth of pinky toes.
Yeah. Oh, dude. Oh my God. Some of the teeth of these people. That's another reason I keep coming back. I can't get enough of the teeth. I can't understand how so many people have such yellow teeth, let alone the like
the old Civil War graveyard
situation. Yeah, it's like, oh my God. But anyway, so I keep enjoying because some of the reasons are just ridiculous. Like, some of them will be like, oh, they just seem too posh for me. And it's like, you haven't heard them talk. Absolutely
you're only
jack
looking
shit
at their
about
balls.
them, but you think, yeah, but you somehow think they're too
like,
posh.
Look, he trimmed a half moon into his pubes. He's way too posh.
Yeah. Dude, there was one guy who literally down by his junk is like completely an inch or two up from there. There's just like this rainbow of almost like his trimmer ran out of juice and he couldn't quite clip it all.
Like he had a sweet fade.
It was really bad. And,
at least it wasn't like a swastika or something.
Yeah, true.
Like, I think we're going to have to get that guy out of here.
The host was just like, what the hell is going, kind of like, what are you doing here, But, and like, one woman got eliminated because of her feet. But that one I understood because the dude is into feet and her feet were nasty. Like, her nails weren't even clipped. Like it was like, and he was like, she clearly doesn't care about her feet at all.
Should they have been tapping on a kitchen floor hunting children?
Basically, she was a clever girl for sure. Yeah. They were pretty bad. And the woman afterwards, she was like, I was gonna, do my nails, but then I started watching football, and she just shrugs, and I'm like, yeah, I don't think you would have been a good man.
Yeah, no. Like,
but the people in the pods don't even they don't know what this person looks like ahead of time. So they can't even go, oh, I'm not into that. They're just in there. Like, and from what they say, they pick it. The people they pick have at least one trait that the person is listed as something that they're really into,
breathing.
Yeah. One thing that I find interesting is in the breastises range is that there's not been a lot of women on there with like big boobs.
Well,
like, and if they have been, most of them have been fake.
Brian, this isn't America we're talking about.
I know,
land of the titty.
Yeah. They don't make them corn-fed titties over there.
Exactly. They don't have them massive country milkers.
Right. I mean, there's been some very nice ones on there, but it's just surprising how
posh ones.
And on the flip side of it, a lot of the guys have absolutely no chest. It is amazing how many guys over there have zero chest.
Sunken in.
Yeah. So the only thing I can think of, once again, they just, they don't make them corn-fed titties over there for the guys or the girls.
Yeah, exactly. No corn-fed titties for no one.
Yeah. But it is interesting, too, with being able to see the genitalia up front. I haven't seen a guy go, whoa, that's way too meaty. Or I haven't seen a woman go, there was one guy that a woman was like, I wish it was bigger, basically. But one dude had a massive hog, and the woman was eliminated him.
Like, that's
but it
gonna
wasn't
hurt.
well, she even said that. She goes, that looks like way too big for me. And she eliminated him like the next round, I think, after she saw his chest. And then she was kind of like, yeah, I just keep thinking back to like, I don't want to get near that, basically.
Yeah, I don't need to be split open.
Oh, she was a little girl too. I mean, she was maybe 5 foot. I mean, he probably would have split her. So, so it's like, anyway, but yeah, it just, I love how, because early on you don't know shit about the person, you really have nothing to go on as far as why to eliminate them.
Here's my thought. I haven't seen this show. I have heard about it. I think I heard about it on a podcast. I can't imagine just being like, hey, I'm going to be on TV.
Yeah.
Oh, what show are you going to be on? What was it called? Naked Attractions?
Yeah.
Like, oh, are you the guy that's like dating? Nah, I'm just one of the dudes in the tube. you know?
Yeah.
Enjoy my shit.
Swinging dicks.
Yeah, exactly.
Hey, I think I saw you on show the other day. It is fun.
I'll be the guy with the
sometimes.
lightning bolt shaved in my pubes.
Yeah. It is fun sometimes though, like when you see the body and then they eliminate somebody and then they reveal the face too when they get eliminated, And first of all, the person steps off the stage and comes over and gives them a hug. One person's completely nude, so almost all of it is the like extreme.
Yeah, the really far away hug, like you're hugging a stinky ant.
Right, because it's kind of creepy otherwise. And but it's funny how many times, like when the person sees the face, they're like, "Fuck," because they're like, "Man, they're fit,"
Like, damn, that dude had straight teeth. Shit.
Yeah. Like white and straight teeth.
Fuck.
Like white and they're straight.
Yeah, exactly.
I'll never find another one of those. Yeah, it's interesting. It's also been kind of fun because they also give little like sexual facts along the way. Like, why men tend to prefer this or why women prefer this or why, like they talked about how apparently they've done science and found that gay people's armpits give off a different smell. Whoa, still there?
I'm here. Yeah.
All right. That gay people's armpits give off a different odor than straight people's armpits.
Really?
And that gay people, when given both scents, will gravitate towards the gay person.
That's the classic. We could smell our own.
Yeah, it really is.
Wow. Fascinating.
So they mix in little facts like that too. So that's kind of fun. But yeah, I've just, like I said, I just keep enjoying it because I'm just, the reasons why they give, because it's one of my favorite things when I've talked to people about online dating is I'll be like, what's your automatic left swipe?
Right.
Because everybody's got them, like some of mine were like, if they only have one picture, if the picture's shit,
if they're
like,
a cunt,
especially if they're a cunt, yeah. If all they do is complain in their bio,
yeah,
stuff like that. Right. So it's like everybody who does that's probably got their own list, and the longer you've been doing it, the longer the list is going to get, so it's
accurate.
It's kind of fun. But like I said, my favorite round is the first round because all you can see is, their bits. And then you have to come up with a reason to eliminate someone.
I mean, that is wild.
Yeah. Like, which vagina do you like the least?
Like, I don't know. Can I take them out for a spin?
Yeah. Anyway.
Wow, that's wild.
Yeah. Yeah.
Good times, Brian. Good times.
Yeah. Apparently there's 6 seasons of it in there. Also, like when they do the follow-up thing, there's a couple of them where the one of the people don't show up. Like one of the guys was like, he was like, yeah, we went out, we seemed to have a lovely time. He's like, I was texting her and called her. He's like, and then nothing. And then he's sitting there on this couch where they normally have both people sit, and he's sitting there and they kind of show like a little time lapse. And then you hear one of the producers is like, hey, just to let you know, we just heard from her. She's not coming.
Bird.
And he goes, wow. He's like, you think she could, like at least have the maturity to just say, hey, it just didn't work for me.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, he got ghosted. So, yeah. It happens to a woman later on where the same thing, where she thought they hit it off and then nothing, One guy actually ended up with, when it came down to the final two girls, the one he went out with, when they went out on their date, they lived quite a distance from each other, and she was not into like coming to see him or anything like that. He ended up with the other girl because she followed him on social media, and they really hit it off.
He's like, I remember them sweet titties. Hell
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. And then one guy, this like this girl that's like 19, she picks this guy, and he shows up on their date, and she says something about his eyes, and he goes, "Oh yeah, they're bloodshot." He was like, "I was at the pub last night and had a few drinks." And she goes, "What time did you get to bed?" And he goes, 6.
Classic.
And she immediately, boom, ice wall, because she was like, basically she's like, that shows no respect for me and all this kind of stuff. And then he's like, I was just out being a lad, having a few pints, and then when in the follow-up, he admits that he actually ran, like, that night, met a girl like at the hotel bar and hooked up. And I was like, yeah, that's what and she goes, maybe I need to quit looking at boys, I need to look at men. And in my head, I'm going, girl, you're 19. Like,
yeah, you are a child.
this is what you're gonna get for a while, unless you start dating creeps like me or something.
Do you think that guy super drunk at the pub was like, "Oi, lift your skirt. I want to see if we're gonna date."
Yeah.
Like,
yeah,
what? I was on that show.
Let me see your
Yeah,
minge.
let me see your bibbly bops.
I'll show you mine.
Yeah, exactly. I already got them out. You look.
Yeah, just look down. Anyway. So yeah, be warned, anyone, if you think this is an interesting show. Like I said, 100% uncensored.
Yeah.
It's not like most shows in the U.S. would probably blur out the bits.
Oh yeah, so much. But it'd be like, what was that, Naked and Afraid?
Yeah. Nope, this show is it's 100% naked.
Well, there you go.
Yeah. It's also kind of fun to see, what the person looks like. It's like like in any situation where you think you're eventually going to get someone naked with you, to where you're like, I wonder what that looks like, like, how big are them titties, like,
Yeah. God, I wish I could remember what it was. I
for sure get to find out.
I for sure know there is a subreddit that's devoted to that. It's like,
Yeah.
picture of the girl with clothing on and then
Yeah.
her nude. And it's like,
Right.
oh, that's fun.
Yeah. Like, wow, that's way different than I
Yeah,
expected.
exactly.
Yep.
Yeah.
So I was this is gonna sound weird. I was really disappointed though. One woman that was on there was talking about how she had like a full blown, hadn't trimmed in 3 years
Jesus
bush.
Christ.
And I'm like, this is gonna be a crime scene. And when she shows up, it's like, oh, everything was still in like a nice triangle. It wasn't like
a
halfway
horror
down the
show.
leg. Yeah. I was like, I actually was hoping for the horror show.
Yeah, exactly. It looks like she's got fucking Joe Dirt in a triangle choke.
Yeah, basically that's what I was hoping for.
Yeah.
Triangle choke. I see what you did.
Yeah, right. You like that?
Yeah, that's what it was kind of funny because I'm sitting there and I was laughing and it's like, yeah, I was actually hoping for the crime
Yeah,
scene.
like I was hoping it had teeth and stuff.
Yeah. Like, oh, that's aggressive, but not as bad as she made it out to sound,
I don't know. I haven't bought a razor in a decade.
But she's like, I got a full bush, and the host is just like, she's like, what, like, why haven't you, you don't tidy it? And she goes, nah, I can't be bothered.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
Be great if the host is like, yeah, me too. I got 20 more over there.
Yeah. Yeah. She just starts shotgunning bushes. Oh man, good shit. Let's see, we're well long here for
getting a little long in the minge.
I got one thing I got to bring up to you though. Is
it's more nude British people?
No,
okay.
We're moving on from that finally. No, we're back in the USA, brother.
Oh.
And apparently, did you know Hulk Hogan has a whole line of like weed shit coming out?
I'm not.
It's called Immortal by the website is immortalbyhulkhogan.com.
I'm not surprised because that's what celebrities are doing now.
Yeah. Like he's got pre-rolls, he's got vapes, cartridges, all sorts of shit on his was it Kratom or Kratom? I don't know how you say it.
Kratom.
Kratom, okay.
Yeah. Kratom.
Kratom damn near killed him.
Exactly.
yeah, it's
Oh, of course, as seen on the Joe Rogan Experience.
yeah.
Why would
What's real funny is at the bottom of this page, it's like
coming soon, brother?
a tight close up of Hogan and all of the pores on his face and neck.
Oh, really?
Like,
Oh, I can't wait to
it
get
is-
to that.
It is an aggressive close up of a 70-year-old man.
This isn't the Hulk Hogan we knew, Brian. Is this your vitamins that you're supposed to be taking?
I think so, yeah.
Oh, okay.
You know, you remember it was, believe in yourself, believe in God, say your prayers, take your take your hits off your vapes.
I mean, I do appreciate that they're body slam gummies,
yeah.
Immortal capsules.
Uh,
Oh boy, Hulk. Oh my God, he does look like a whole bunch of bad road right there.
yeah, yeah. I was like, I don't know whose idea it was to get that tight on him, but
So,
they need to back that off a little bit.
I mean, obviously, I don't judge. I didn't know Hulk Hogan was into the weed culture.
I was not aware of this either. And the thing is, like you said, though, it could be that he just didn't want this to be the situation like the Foreman grill.
Yeah.
You know, you remember Hogan had the shot to endorse what became the George Foreman grill, and he passed up on it for Pastamania.
Yeah, good job.
And
That
took a big swing and a miss on that one.
how's Pastamania doing?
I believe they're everywhere, aren't they?
I think so.
I was just eating some a little bit ago.
Yeah, that was just regular pasta.
Oh, I see. All right. Well,
Yeah,
I don't
but
know.
I mean, Tyson has his own. I think he's opening up like a weed resort, if I remember hearing him in an interview.
Yeah.
Obviously, Snoop Dogg's got his own shit. I was listening to Burt Kreischer thing, and like Erica Badu's got her own weed stuff.
yeah.
I mean, it's
Yeah.
it's the new thing.
Yep.
I mean, whatever. It's a moneymaker.
Yep.
You
Sure is. Yep.
God, I'm dying. That beer is fucking me up.
It's just so funny how
Immortal, brother.
somebody who, as children's, you were like, oh man, we should, everyone's like, we should look up to this guy. And now there's probably parents going, maybe we shouldn't look up to this guy for a variety of reasons now.
Yeah, he's had some problems.
Yeah.
Sex tapes, racist comments.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Just got married again to a woman he's been with for like 2 months.
Looks just like his daughter. I saw
Probably.
that. No, she does.
Oh, does she?
Yeah,
Okay.
I saw it. I was like, God damn it, Hulkster.
I don't even understand that, man, because the woman he dated after him and Linda broke up, or whatever his first wife's name was, it Linda? Or whatever.
It was Miss Elizabeth.
No, it was not Miss Elizabeth.
What?
Oh,
Those are lies?
that was Macho Man's wife, you silly
Oh
goose.
yeah, you're right.
But yeah.
Well, whatever. Get your paper, Hulk. Get at it.
So here's something. One
get
thing,
more paper, Hulk.
right?
Yeah.
One thing I think is funny is Joe Rogan go to hell, but the gimmick that they have on there where it's like as seen on Joe Rogan number 2024. Why don't they have a link to it? Like there's no link there to it.
That
You'd
would
think
make
that
too
would have
much sense.
Or embed the YouTube video on the page.
Yeah, that
But
would make way too much sense.
Yeah, I guess Hogan can't do that on his cricket or whatever.
Jitterbug.
Jitterbug, yeah, that's what I meant. I don't know why I said
I
cricket.
can't post any links, brother.
Yeah.
All I have is a big button in the middle that has a camera on it, brother. Fucking jitterbug. Oh, Brian's face is frozen. At least it's in a beautiful smile right now. Oh, he's back. I heard him. I think
I
think our internet's getting a little fucky. Oh, I heard beeping.
Why's it gotta do
Brian's
this? Why
back.
can't it just play nice? The whole, almost the whole thing you just did.
Nothing. I can't. We love the internet in this household. We love the internet. No, I'm not hearing you, brother. Brother. All right, we're gonna take a quick pause here on the video, ladies and germs, if my mouse works. Oh God, I ordered a new one. Oh, he's calling me back. We're just going right into it. Hello? Oh, shit. We're connected.
God,
The gods of the internet have prevailed.
So fucking annoying that when it goes into that choppy mode and then you can't hear me anymore after that. Fucking A.
The internet gods have frowned on us.
All right. Well, let's just try her again.
Should we fast forward into the QoftheW here?
Yeah, that's pretty much what I was going to do.
See if I get my mouse to cooperate.
All right.
You
ready?
Yeah, I'm ready, buddy.
All right. Well, sorry about the difficulties
that was
there.
Fun.
Yeah,
Except
sure.
That.
Yeah. So we're just going to hyperspeed jump into QoftheW.
I did on our last little mid-show break order a keyboard and mouse, Brian.
Excellent.
Yeah,
excellent.
because you should see me over here wrestling. It's like wrestling a bear to get this thing across the screen.
Nice. Well, it is the right week. I mean, it's Fat Bear Week, apparently.
Is it? Like, as in like hairy gay guys, or?
That would be much funnier. But no.
I don't even know what they mean then. Fat Bear Week, huh?
Yeah, hold on, I'll pull it up here. It's at a park in, was it Katmai National Park and Reserve, where you basically can vote on your favorite fat bear, basically, which I don't know. I feel like shaming bears is not okay.
Why are we body shaming these guys?
No, not guys. These are bears.
Whatever.
What would be funny is if you click the link on the thing and it just took you to a page with a bunch of just burly.
Oh my god, yeah.
Curled up men.
Hell yeah, that'd be hilarious.
Like, oh god, what did I click on?
Like, holy shit! Why am I staying here?
Yeah, why am I clicking through?
Yeah, why am I checking links?
Why am I signing up and voting?
Last week.
Why am I subscribing for $20 a month?
Yeah, this is crazy. How am I going to explain this to my wife?
Why isn't she surprised?
Shit. Well, last week on our Salty Language Question of the Week, we asked you which minor inconvenience ruins your day the most. Over here on the Instas, our pal Heno says, I'm several blocks away from home already. On the way to work, I will just get there on time and the sun hits my eyes. I reach for my sunglasses, left them at home. Dow! Stew. Steam.
Yeah, I could see that, especially because he works outside a decent amount. So
yeah, it would suck.
I feel like I'd probably have a pair of work sunglasses. Although I guess in fairness, you could accidentally wear them home and then you're still boned.
Yeah.
But yeah.
That's why I like having prescription ones.
Yeah. Well, or do like you used to do. Remember, you used to buy like a sleeve of.
Oh yeah, I used to buy ZZ Top cheap sunglasses, baby.
Yeah. You just keep like 10 of them at work.
Oh yeah, that was the greatest thing ever. That was when I was wearing my contacts.
Right.
But going over here to the face page, Diamond Top fan Big Dev, he says the broken door handle on his car.
Oh,
that does
yeah.
sound annoying. Valerie, she says having to move the laundry from the washer into the dryer. It should just be done after I put it in.
Well, they do have. I saw it was at Samsung.
They
I think
have
has
that
a
technology
unit that does it now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fucking. I mean, amazing for apartments with no space, right? Like instead of having to buy the two stackables, you could just buy one unit, and it'll be easier to move in and out if you need to.
Or just buy new clothes all the time and just throw the old ones away.
That's the right move for sure. Just set them right on fire.
Diamond Top fan Kiki, she says waking up to an alarm. I prefer waking up naturally on my own. When well rested, but I suck at keeping a regulated sleep schedule.
Yeah, fair enough.
That's all I got over here, Brian.
What?
That's it?
All right. Well, I forgot. I got to pull up Cheeto's answer on the old telephone.
Cheeto Bandito.
Goodness. He sent a whole bunch. All right. So he says running out of peanut butter. Says you have your mouth all set for some peanut butter. No jar in the cupboard. Blasting.
I love that you have your mouth all set up for it. Like, all right.
Here comes some peanut butter.
Some fucking peanut butter.
You've already done all the peanut butter foreplay, getting yourself all ready and
right,
lubed up.
exactly. You saw the bottom of the peanut butter jar naked.
Yep. Oh,
yeah, baby.
You're going to be in my mouth real soon.
Hell yeah. Oh, shit.
Yeah. So and as I thought of this before too, was he said he's been listening to older episodes. He's like, I went on a stint of peanut butter answers a while back. Remember, he did there were like 3 or 4, I think it feels like in a row.
Yeah, he was the peanut butter kid for sure.
Yeah, for sure. Which now it makes sense. He probably sits there with he just looks at the bottoms of 6 of them and then chooses one, just goes through it till he narrows it down to 1. Then he's naked with the peanut butter.
I mean, as is tradition.
Yeah.
We've all been there.
He says, Mrs. Bandito says, being on the way to work and you need to get gas.
Yeah, that sucks.
Yeah. Really being on the way to anywhere, like in a hurry, and you're like, fuck, I have to get gas, or you have to stop for any reason.
I mean, legit, she could just left it at being on the way to work.
Yeah. You're not wrong. I don't think anyone would disagree. Mini Bandito says, realizing she has cheer practice and then realizing she also has dance. I assume that was supposed to be practice, but it says proactive. I don't know what dance proactive is.
So you're getting ready for dance.
I guess, yeah. I can see that, though. You're like, oh, I got one thing. It's like, oh, God, I have this afterward. Derek says existing.
Wow, brutal.
It's brutal, man. Like, Cheeto, give him a hug from us.
Also, we love Derek.
Yeah. Get him a jar of peanut butter for later, too.
One without a dick hole in it.
Right. Yeah, one
one that hasn't been sullied.
Well, I mean, really, you could probably just mix it around.
Yeah, that's true. You got sturdy oil in.
Yeah. With a spoon.
I guess.
Well, if you're giving it to someone else, I mean, I feel like
I guess.
Is it still being an Eskimo brother if you both is that an Eskimo Reese's there?
Exactly.
You got dick in my peanut butter. I also got dick in your peanut butter. Where do we go from here? I don't know. More peanut butter. Butter. He says Abby, who's Derek's other half, I believe. She said when she's trying to answer the Q of the W and someone calls her and she can't answer. I like that.
Priorities.
Charlie. He says Charlie.
Oh shit, Charlie
should be off a fresh haircut. Yeah.
You're right.
Charles says that sometimes he can't go with us and we have to leave him at home. For anyone who doesn't know, that's Cheeto's dog. Yes. The goodest boy. Charles. Freya, speaking of other good animals, I don't remember,
that's one of Derek's dogs.
Yeah, it's their Saint Bernard, as he typed in here, which I appreciate him giving me the breed. When she comes over and Charlie's food bowl is empty. Yeah, comes over to visit and he's like, what the hell? You don't even have a spread laid out.
Snacks? What the fuck?
Pretty rude.
Where's the peanut butter?
Nero, which is the Derek and Abby's bloodhound, says realizing his balls are missing.
Good Lord, how many answers did he give us?
Well, he gave us everyone's answer. And he says, I don't know what is this, Yammy?
Sure.
Yammi? They said they're Great Dane. Is that?
I think they got a new dog after
Loki.
Was it Loki?
Yeah,
after Loki passed, I think they got a new dog.
Across the Rainbow Bridge, yeah. So their Great Dane says Nero has the toy she wants, which hopefully is not Nero's balls.
That would be weird.
Exactly. All right. Ooh, so
that was good, clean fun.
Oh yeah, I guess I should pull up the questions for this. Man, I got to add those ones you sent, but I've got actually. What's that one you just said? I forgot.
I don't know, Brian. I got a couple.
I got it right here. You are given one wish, but your wish happens to everyone. What is your wish?
Oh man, see, this is you could go so many different ways with this one. You know?
Yeah. Because do you want to be a dick to everyone? Do you want to be nice to everyone? Or do you not care? You just are about you and everyone else can just deal with whatever it is.
Go kick rocks.
Right. Like, God, I want like a giant, like the biggest bush ever.
Exactly.
Now everyone
has one.
You can't shave it. As soon as you start to shave it, it just grows right
Yeah,
back. It's like
even
teen.
thicker.
Yeah, even it just gets more dense
Yeah,
along
exactly.
time.
It
Like,
starts to come out like a wire brush.
yeah, you can't even shave after a
No,
while. It's like steel.
exactly. You need to get a grinding wheel out.
That'd be
Turns
pretty
into the
cool.
whole thing.
You ever see one of those shows? You know, they used to show like the women like would grind in the metal on their like crotch or
Yeah, I
whatever.
never understood that.
Yeah,
Like this is
it'll be
supposed to
something
be
like
sexy? I don't get it.
that. Yeah, it'll be like that, except they're just trying to
Yeah,
shave their pubes
exactly.
down. Yeah.
I mean, I guess the easiest solution or easiest one for me would be like, well, let's just give everybody money. Because
Yeah.
that's fine. Everyone could probably use money, except
Right.
for people in the upper crust. They don't need money.
By my luck, I'd say something like that, and I'd have one of those like monkey paw wish situations to where it's like everyone gets like $4.
Well, I mean,
You
you
know,
got to say a certain number. Like, say, hey,
I guess in fairness though, $4 in certain countries would
that's a lot of money.
be a significant
Yeah.
amount of money. Here it would not
Right.
be, but yeah.
Yeah. I mean, so, yeah, I would say, yeah, everybody gets like an
Lead.
immediate, say $1 million. Nothing
Wow.
crazy,
Yeah.
but enough to change. It'll change plenty of people's lives. Either
Right.
that, or just have like good mental and physical health.
I just figured you were going to go with PlayStation 5s, but all right.
I mean, that would have been a smart move. We already know Cheeto's answer: peanut butter.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Everyone gets peanut butter.
Boy, that could be a real problem for
Yeah,
some.
right.
Like my nephew. Yeah. Yeah. Thanks for killing a bunch of
Yeah,
people.
exactly. Like, thanks,
Rude.
Thanos.
Yeah. Like, why are my hands covered in peanut butter? Oh,
Oh
no.
God.
Be
Yeah, I
terrible.
would say either money or just be like good health. And
Yeah.
even like, there's a bunch of people out there that don't need money and can afford the good health. So it's like, whatever. But
Yeah.
there's way more people that can't.
Yeah. I was thinking along the same lines, in that I was just thinking like an abundance of food or ample amounts of food kind of a
Oh,
thing.
yeah.
Because
That'd be good too.
obviously that's a major problem too. But it's like if you were going to do something that was a little more like not save the world thing, what would you
Oh,
do?
okay.
Do you have a like funny answer or a goofy answer for it?
Oh man.
I feel like a lot of people probably would end up saying what we, food, money, shelter, those kind of, the things we should all have anyway.
Yeah.
But
There's got to be something. There's got to be a silly goose moment here, right?
right, like a tail.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Like a tail.
A sweet mullet,
Hell yeah.
a thick Tom Selleck mustache.
I mean, it would be fun to say a nice handlebar mustache, and then everyone in the world gets one.
Yeah,
That would be cool.
that'd be
Yeah,
all
that'd
right.
be all right. I'd be down for that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's just a nice, respectable, thick mustache.
exactly. Or everyone gets to have a deaf toe.
Yeah. I mean that's pretty hard. That'll get you eliminated on.
It sounds like
Naked
it.
Attraction. You don't dare go on there if that guy was
I know,
on there.
right?
I mean, that's a
Be like,
problem.
I can't make sweet love to that toe.
I mean, you could.
Yes,
You just probably got to take
you
precautions.
just got to be brave.
Have a death
Yeah,
wish.
whatever. Charles Bronson had one. Worked out for him.
He had more than one.
Yeah, exactly. He had
Didn't he
like
have-
5 of them or something.
Yeah.
I don't know how his family kept getting murdered.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, shit.
Somebody needs to do. That's exactly what needs to happen. Is they need to have a movie like a franchise like that where there's like 13, 14 of them, and every time it's like this guy has a new family and they get murdered, and it's the same guy, same universe.
It's just like, son of a bitch.
Like how? Like someone married that guy? Like he's had 12 previous. Like they all are dead. Like did he kill him? Well, no. But
Circumstance.
yeah, it's like if you marry him, you're gonna get killed. It's
Like,
the premise.
what are the odds? It's only happened 10 times before.
Yeah,
It
in the
can't
same
happen
city.
11.
He lives in like a town of 5,000.
Exactly. He lives in like Fort Wayne, Indiana, or so. Actually, that's a pretty big
Yeah.
city, but
Yeah.
he lives in like Lima, Ohio.
Yeah. Like everybody knows everybody.
for
And
sure.
it's like people are still getting married to this
I
guy.
can't believe
He's so charming.
Yeah, I can't believe she's courting him.
Yeah. He can't he keeps trying to get the women to leave him alone. And they won't.
Exactly.
It's like, no, you don't understand.
Anyone who gets in a relationship with me dies. And
I'm
then I
gonna
have to
take
seek
that
revenge and
slug.
kill everybody that did it.
Yeah.
But I'm still a free
There's only
man.
so many people- Yeah, it's like there's only so many people in this town I can kill before there's crossover, and I end up killing my own family. That's the real twist in the last one. Is his family actually kills his family?
Oh shit!
He ends his own bloodline, and that's credits, and that's it. He rides off into the sunset
There you go.
because he's not going to die.
And that's the story of Nero's balls.
Yep. Boom. All right. So the question for this week, once again, is: you are given one wish, but your wish happens to everyone. What is your wish?
Just as you got. My wish would be that everyone went to patreon.com/saltylanguage.
Oh. They just go. They're like, okay.
Yeah, now what?
I don't know. Do I vote on the fat bear? What am I doing?
Yeah, like I don't understand. This is not the website I was promised.
Okay, Brian, it is.
Where's all the minges? I don't see them.
Yeah. We were promised more nudity. Yeah. In the meantime, head over to saltylanguage.com and you can find the links to all the stuff. Well, a couple links for this stuff this week, and all our socials, and the link to the network we're part of, which is Tangent Bound Network, and can be found at tangentboundnetwork.com. So if you're looking to join a network, come join us. And if not, please check out the shows over there. If you happen to talk to Mark, I'm tell him Tony hopes he's a contestant on Naked Attraction.
Yeah, I'll keep them in waist up.
Yeah, as soon as you see that midsection, you're like, right out.
Yeah, it's like, sorry, Mark. Yeah. It's over, Johnny.
I mean, are you more insulted if you get eliminated when they see your dick or your face?
Probably face.
Right?
You're like, God damn it. I mean, this is the thing I show everybody.
If you get cut in the first round, I feel like that stings more. Because all they can judge you on is whatever's from your waist down. Once they see everything, and then they're just like, oh, God, no.
Like, holy shit. Look at that mug.
Yeah. I mean, you survived death toe. But when they see your face, they're like, you're out of here.
Yeah, like, oh, no, we're not having this.
What is going on here? I don't like this at all. Like, even with that luxurious mustache, he wished on everyone.
Exactly.
Now, do people who already have a mustache gain a second mustache, or does theirs just get more luxurious?
Double mustache across the sky.
Okay, double mustache is the guy who is the protagonist in our revenge movies.
Oh yeah, for sure.
He for sure has multiple mustaches. Like at one point, the guy rips off one, and he just reveals a much more luxurious under mustache.
Yeah, his mustache is like a shark's tooth. There's just rows of rows behind it of mustache.
Yeah, he rips off another one just again and again.
Yeah, and just another mustache grows in its place
till the last one punches him in the face, basically.
Yeah, exactly.
It's understandable.
Yeah, multiple mustache. That's even a great name. Yeah. Alliteration.
Yep.
I can see the logo. 2 M's stacked like mustaches.
Manny mustaches.
Yeah.
Like Manny faces.
Yes. Man-E mustaches.
And I don't mean Manny as in one name. I mean Man-E period
mustaches. Yeah, exactly.
All right. Just for clarification to anyone at home. All right. That's enough of that. If you want to reach us on social media, you can find us on Twitter at salty_language. You can find me on various socials at Stunami.
You can find me at The Monotony on Instagram or at Salty Language on TikTok. I run that account. If I get my wish, you'll go to you go to patreon.com/saltylanguage. If you like the show and you want to see our stupid faces, Salty Language Pod on YouTube. It goes up there every week. Mm-hmm. Plus, you get to see some other stuff. Like when Brian took off and I'm just sitting here on my phone, I went, oh, shit, I should stop the video.
Yep.
I also do, in theory, I say I do it, all the beers on YouTube. You can check that out if you want. There's stuff there. Not much, but it is there.
Yeah.
Brian, you have other things?
Oh, yeah. I've also got the Crazy Life podcast where it's me and Heno now because Jen has stepped away for the time being, at least. So it's me and Heno, and last week his friend Kiki joined us, and I don't remember what we talked. Oh, we just talked a whole bunch of stuff. What?
Do you mean Diamond Top Fan Kiki?
I do, and she's been on the show multiple times. So
have you ever introduced her as Salty Language's Diamond Top Fan
no,
Kiki?
I actually didn't even think about it. I should.
You should.
I have to try to remember that. Yeah, we talked, just kind of caught up on things, and I talked more in depth about the, how I felt like my circle of joys kind of been shrinking and all that. And Heno talked about things he's going through in life and work, and Kiki talked about I think she talked about on the show, like she hit a deer this week, and just kind of going through that and everything. So it was a good talk though, but yeah, definitely we didn't really have a topic per se. It was just more catching up and just kind of free flow conversation.
Nice.
But it was good. So yeah, go check that out if you would. We normally talk about mental health and recovery, addiction, depression, anxiety, kind of whatever pops in our radar for the week. So yeah, please give that a listen. And yeah, I think that's all that stuff, I believe.
Bueno.
So, all right, I'm onto a new list for. Yeah, this one is 10 old English swear words that should make a comeback. And the first one is death's head upon a mop stick.
All right.
Which seems like a whole mouthful. I feel like if you're really going to insult somebody, although I guess old insults were very much like full sentences,
Yes.
It's not like now where you just, jam two words together, So it says, where is it? The definition is actually pretty accurate to the phrase itself. Death's head upon a mop stick was used to refer to someone who is emaciated, too thin, and in general miserable. Imagine a gaunt face on a mop stick thin body, and you've got death's head upon a mop stick.
It's so descriptive.
It is.
Like, I didn't know what you're going for. Then we started talking about how it's like, oh, they're just like starving and miserable.
Yeah. Wow.
Like, wow, that's...
It very much sounds like it could also be a character in God Hates Astronauts.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Was that King holding a cheeseburger or whatever?
Yeah, King Tiger holding a cheeseburger. Yeah.
So there you go for this week. Death's head upon a mop stick. Whew.
Death's head up. It sounds like the next Merry Maid service I'll be hiring.
Yeah.
Yes, the old death's head upon a mop stick.
It'd be weird. Somebody shows up and looks like that.
They'll be like, get out.
They touch.
Wait, they'll be like, hold on. Take your pants off. Get behind this wall.
Yeah.
We see what's up.
Yeah. All right, you're out.
Yeah, you're out.
Yeah. Nice Sorry, mustache, though. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Sorry, I don't date chopsticks. Get out of here.
All right. So I guess with that, yeah, I was going to say head on over Salty Language. We already did that bit.
Yeah, we already did that.
Yeah. So until next week, have beer. You'll be fine.
These pretzels are making me salty.
That's the name of the episode, by the way.
Oh, okay. Fair enough.
Long titles.